All right. We are now moving on to Act 2, which we call it as the Act 2 that I have it right now. The questions are based on behind the scenes. So I call it behind the scenes.
Yes.
Um, um, so you being a producer, um, if someone approaches you with their content, what they have to do?
So, I get this all the time. It's
Mm-hmm.
not a week that goes by that I don't have somebody inboxing me, emailing me, calling me. They got my information
Yeah.
from wherever, and they're wanting to know how to move forward with their project, or
Mm.
they're wanting to attach me to their project. So one of those things that I do is I kind of streamline the project and look at where the project is. Is it ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
What are the needs that they have to be met? And sometimes people are just coming from a place that they don't know. And that's fine too, because I'm really used to working in that market. And that's where I'm most passionate about, because it's hard to find out all of the answers from the internet. It's almost impossible. You have to have somebody that is coaching you, you have to have somebody that's mentoring you, and you
Mm-hmm.
also need to have the experience, no matter what kind that is. And so again, with this being said, taking a look at the project itself is something that I'll say, do you have funding already?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because that's the biggest problem that we have with all of the content. Where's the funding coming from?
Yeah.
Whether if it's coming from just a line of credit, if
Mm-hmm.
it's coming from, personal expense, if it's coming from, you know, an investor that, is wanting the return right away, private equity. It doesn't matter where it's coming from. It's still something that has to get paid back.
Yeah.
Nobody is just giving you a dream.
Correct.
And so I definitely take that into consideration in trying to help the filmmaker to scale again the project. And how can we make the project as best as we can for less as we can? And that is going to be the goal, because there's plenty of people that say, hey, listen, I want to do this project and the budget is $5 million. Have you ever handled $5 million? That's a lot of money
Yeah,
for
right.
you to say that this project is going to be $5 million. And not only that, buyers aren't buying a project for $5 million at
Yeah.
this point in the indie market. Not like that. It might have to go to Sundance. It might have to go through a bigger buyer before they can really put a price tag on that
Mm-hmm.
project. But your better note is to use the models that have already been done, which is you make the project as less as you can, the best
Yeah.
that you can, and
Yeah.
then you get more back for your money in return for that project.
All right. I have a follow-up question. Like, if something comes up, what would be your genre preference?
My genre preference, I love that question, because my genre preference it's getting a little different now, right? Like,
Uh-huh.
I'm really falling in the angle of true story right now.
Oh,
Everything is like
nice.
really true story. I'm really attached to the truth right now. And I think 2024 has already been one of those years that people are just saying what they really feel.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't just like commenting through the blogs, but saying the truth or saying what really happened to them. And that is counting as something that is more marketable and more sellable. It's almost like your voice of your own IP,
Exactly.
right? Versus having to have it, documented in a book form, or having to have it in a novel form, or, any other thing. But I really believe that I'm more attracted now to stories that have true events attached to them, or,
Cool.
true story based. I still like horror. I had my
Wow.
kids watching last
All
night.
content watchers, note the point.
Yeah, I was always a horror kid. It's like I watched horror movies so I wouldn't be scared, right? Because it's like you always felt like I had the bedroom growing up that was closer to the stairs, and I was like, oh man, there was something always down there that was haunting me, and I'm like, if it comes, it's gonna come and get me first, and because my bedroom was first, right? So I watched every single horror film that I could possibly watch, to not be scared. And I still would call my father in, it's like, hey, Dad, can you come here? And he's just like, okay, and he'll lay in the bed with me or something, or kind of just like rub or soothe my mental state away of not being scared. But I had my kids even last night watching what movie did we watch first? We watched kill me if I wouldn't remember well, God, we started watching, oh man, this is not nice. I would have to call them. But the second movie that we started watching was Cujo. Yeah, and this is from like the 80s. This isn't like the remake Cujo. This is like the very first one
that came out.
Yeah, that came out, right? So this was the Saint Bernard that got bit by the bats when he stuck his nose through like the little log, and it just had a whole different craving for him. And I'm still trying to remember what was the other movie that we watched. It's gonna come to me before the podcast is over with, or I'll call my daughter. But I'd like to tap back into those moments that were a part of the fears that you had when you were a child, because now the fears that we have as adults are completely different, right? Sometimes they are, and sometimes they're not. So genre wise, I still love horror. It still goes with thriller and suspense, and I love true events. And, comedy, sometimes it takes a lot for me to laugh. I mean, I laugh on some of the horror stuff. I feel like some of the horror stuff is just funny to me. I know what we watched. Hold on. Poltergeist. We watched the very first one because I made my kids watch it. My 3 younger ones. I was like, hey, listen, you have to watch this. And I told them, I was reciting the movie a little bit, watching it with them, but they had a ball watching it because some of the stuff that I found to be funny, they were laughing on their own. And I was like, okay, they have a personality like mom, or they get it.
They got it.
Yeah, they got it, So you find some humor in those things. Everything isn't so drastic. So yeah, we had a great time watching it last night.
I am not a horror person, actually. We never watch a horror film. But, finding humor inside horror is it's kind of I think maybe some dark humor stuff like that. Yeah, definitely it'll work, actually.
Dark humor is definitely one of those things. It can be hard to grasp, but we had fun.
My second question. So, you as a director, we got this movie, Taste of Betrayal, which is to be trending movie. What's your next big idea? What are you trying to create for your next?
Well, it's funny because right after I did A Taste of Betrayal, as far as directing, I directed, I produced, I line produced. It was quite thick for those, 2 weeks there. But I will say this. I got several offers to direct other projects that,
That's great.
Thank you. They haven't happened just yet, but I think that those persons, they're still getting themselves in the mode, right? Right before walking in here, I was asked, hey, do you want to produce or you want to direct a specific project? And I'm just very open. I'm very open. Now, for me, directing, it takes more out of me to direct than it does for me to produce. Producing, I could do with my eyes closed.
Oh my God.
It's an easy fantasy for
Nice.
me. I feel like it just comes easy to me because I love people.
Yeah,
I
you are
love
that
communicating.
experienced, right?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
experience, but I love people. I love communicating with people. Those two are the things. Following up, I get that great high and that rush to know that it's coming together, right? And then you're making other people's dreams come true, and those opportunities are being set because you've done that one thing that might have been easy to you but hard for somebody else.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
was fine for me, and that's fine for me. But directing takes more out of me because I have to be in every single scene, and I'm so used to doing my magic behind the scenes without having to be in the scene.
Oh, cool.
So I think sometimes that's what but I love directing because I feel like, there's so many perspectives that the content can come from and the outcome of the content can come from versus one set mind. You have everybody that's going to do everything, right? You have your DP, you have your grip, you have your lighting, you have all these different modes and modules that are going to piece things together. But at the end of the day, it's going to be the actor and it's going to be the director pushing them. Yeah.
Actually, I got to see your trailer of the movie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
The Taste of Betrayal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it was so rich, and the visuals was really good. And yeah, there's something I want to share with you. The visuals was really really good, and I can see they are coming to a party, and the wife is actually finding out his husband has betrayed. I can find a little bit of understanding from that story. Maybe I should go find it out. It was actually taking me in during the preparation of interview. I was looking at that, and was really took me in, and I really want to watch it sometime.
Oh yeah, you would say to yourself, man, this has become quite different. Like, there's some different twists and turns in that film all the way until the very end. So it's like you have to
Definitely.
watch it.
So how do you assemble your team? Like it's all yeah, teamwork, right? How do you do that? How you assemble the whole team?
Well,
What's the secret sauce in
the
it?
secret sauce. The secret sauce is finding passion.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Finding passion and who really wants to work and not putting stipulations on what they're going to do and what they're not going to do. I'm not saying what's morally right and what's not right or what's ethical or not ethical. That's not what I'm saying. Of how far are they going to stretch themselves without having to have these barriers or these boundaries. Okay. Because you might say, hey, listen, I'm not working no less than $15,000.
Oh,
I'm just making up a monetary note, right? And you might have somebody say, I don't want to do that project because I need to get paid this amount of money. It's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt you because it's not about money. You have top A-line, A-list actors that are still doing work to this day, and their films are being flooded in film festivals, and they're taking this opportunity, and they're working with a new discovered writer or a new discovered director. Somebody might be somebody they know, they don't know, or they've read upon, or they know that they're next up and coming, and they're giving back to that, to the industry itself, or they're giving what maybe somebody gave them, or it can happen even if we don't expect it. You don't have to be at Tribeca to know that, you can still meet Tom Hanks right here at the Atlanta Film Festival. Okay. That he's poured in to this festival. It might have been somebody who he just believed in or ran across, or somebody else was connected to him. I'm making this up, but I'm saying, hey, listen, don't count yourself completely out. Okay. It's not about being where the action has to happen for you. It's about being where you're projecting the action and everybody is there at the right place at the right time and you're a part of it.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, that's one point that we have to look at it. A person who is putting up their monetary benefit up front, maybe from even after committing them also, you will not be getting that quality of work.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is something to remember always.
Yes.
That's a secret sauce maybe for you.
Yeah, secret sauce, and assembling the team is one of those things like, I just did a project and, there was very little money, very little money. And
It's all passion.
it's
right?
passion. And I mean, the team that we assembled it was unheard of. It was the A team. It was like, I call it the kingdom team. It was like everybody came together for the right purpose and there was no egos. There was no pride. It was nothing because monetary was not a driving force.
Yeah.
It was, do you want to start the year, set the tone, and be looked at and be accountable by knowing that you're coming into this 2024 doing what you love to do and be taken seriously. And you're setting the tone to work with others. Everybody had a magnificent time. Everybody, they didn't want it to end. They didn't want it to end because it was so profound. Everybody wanted to be a part of the days that we were creating. And being able to be recognized for what you do in your profession and taken seriously.
Which is a great thing, actually. That we don't have much people who recognize the passion and accept them into the team, and you are actually taking a risk, right? Yeah, like a first-time artist or a first-time editor, say for example, you are taking a big risk depending only on his passion, what he's thinking about. You are putting the whole production depending on him, right? And yeah, if you get this thing going, then that's a great thing. Like you are supporting the young people who are coming in, and it's great.
Yes.
Good to know that. How do people approach you for that? Maybe my follow-up question would be that. Like if I'm a passionate creative person, then how can I actually come and show you my portfolio and ask me for work?
Well, one of those things is no matter who you approach, you want to approach them and make sure that what you're sharing with them can be shared amongst, everybody, right? So however they're going to approach me, I'm always going to look at it not with criticism, but being able to share, constructional, correction. Let me say that if it's needed. So if they say, hey, Ty, I have this project. I want you to take a look at it. If it's a script, I'm going to say, hold the script. Let me take a look at your pitch deck or let me take a look at your synopsis. That's going to be the first thing because it takes a lot for somebody to read a script because you might have 3 or 4 scripts already in the pipeline that you have to read before giving that particular one attention. So you could read a synopsis quicker than you can taking a look at the deck. And for me as a producer, I can kind of, outsource what the outcome is going to be from looking at that project without having to read the script. So I'll share with them to let me see that first before saying anything else.
Actually, I was asking about the technical creative people.
Oh, okay. So the technique. So give me an example. What do you mean?
So if someone that's an editor who wants to work with you for a movie, that aspect, not like a script is someone who brings the script to you. You already answered it, right? Like he needs to have an idea of how to handle the funds and things like that. The other technical aspects I was asking.
So an editor, perhaps?
Yeah, an editor or a VFX artist or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, for something like that, I'm very much so involved in post-production. Okay. So I'm not a producer that, I'm a part of the physical production. I start in development.
All right.
and I carry out 2 deliverables.
Oh, cool.
So I'm still very involved. So if you're an editor, I'm going to test you.
Oh,
Right.
cool.
So I'm going to test you and see what is it that, based on our conversation, what is it like? Those things that you're doing, you might be more great, in one particular area versus you are another. And can you carry out your execution? That's going to be really, really big for me as an editor. Are you story producing, or do you have an AE, which is the editor's assistant, that is working alongside of you, and then they pass you all of the final good stuff, and then you put the bells and whistles on it? What type of editor are you? Just like there's many people that say, what type of producer are you? I'm a producer that, again, what I shared with you earlier. So from deliverable to, from conceptualization to delivery. So the technical aspect, I'm going to see who you've worked with. I'm definitely going to have to check my references. As a
Sure.
writer, or a content creator, you get a little bit more of a pass from me, because that's the start of the field and you need to learn. But an editor, where I'm at right now, in my career, I have to make sure that you have that area under control. And you know what you're talking about. If not, I'm going to have to, connect you with those that do, so you can quickly learn from them and I can still help you, but you're going to have serious guidance. So pre-production is way different from post-production that I would give a pass to.
All right. It's for all the viewers to know that. From here we are actually moving on to the Act 3, which is the funny portion of the interview. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, like whatever coming to your mind first, you can answer that.
Ooh, this is good.
Well, some kind of a spontaneity round, a rapid fire.
I love it.
So first question. You like being in home or work?
Home.
Home? Educator or producer?
Producer.
Producer or director?
Producer.
Great. What is your hidden talent that you have that we all don't know, that you can surprise us with?
Oh my God. I'm a great swimmer.
Oh.
I'm a superb swimmer. I feel like I'm a fish. I could tread water for probably an hour right now, and I haven't even been tested in a long time. But I'll give myself that credit. Yeah.
Oh, nice. What is that in your bucket list that you want to achieve someday?
Oh man, these are great questions. Did you come up with these? My bucket list is to have my internal family travel abroad and get this refreshness that we all need simultaneously versus separate. So
sorry, I don't.
So my bucket list is my entire internal family, like my immediate family, right? To travel abroad and to get this refreshness that we need. Because here, you're always working, you're hustle, you're bustle, you're mechanically on this time clock.
Yeah.
And you don't get a chance to really, it's not a vacation, do I want to say, but the bucket list is having this overall refreshness and for all of us to get what we need at the same time. It's nice. A need of clarity, a need of refreshness, and a need of being repowered.
Nice. Wonderful.
Recharged. But doing it together and knowing that we all accomplish that same thing at the same time. Yeah, because right now we all travel, but it's my father just went to Minnesota. Like my daughter just went to Costa Rica. My
Oh,
husband just
like
went to, like everybody's doing their own thing. I
I
want
get
us
it.
to all do something like
Together.
together because, you're in sync together
Yeah.
in home, but you're working all the time,
Yeah. I get
so
it.
it takes a lot out of you.
Hmm.
Yeah. And so then your mind starts to drift and your fantasies and your desires, right? But when you're doing things together, you can become more powerful.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great.
As a unit.
Um, I'm getting a little more playful with you right now. Actually, I have a famous dialogue from an Indian movie.
Yes.
It is in my native language, Tamil.
Yes.
And that dialogue is from a superstar of Indian cinema. Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to tell that in Tamil, and you can repeat that to me.
Okay, good.
I just want to know how you say that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I have to really watch your lips.
Yeah. It is. This is actually spoken as a mass dialogue. As he accomplished something, he used to say that. Okay.
Yeah.
It is நான் ஒரு தடவை சொன்னா 100 தடவை சொன்ன மாதிரி. If I say once, it equals to 100. That's the meaning actually.
Oh my God.
நான் ஒரு தடவை சொன்னா
100
தடவை 100 தடவை சொன்ன மாதிரி.
Okay.
You made it.
I made it.
You want to repeat again?
I was shaky. Oh my God. Give me another one. Let's do another one. I'll be scared to do that one again. I might butcher it more.
Oh, I can say again.
And what did I say?
Yeah, if I'm telling once, that is powerful to 100 times. More than like 100 times that I have said.
You want to try it again?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try.
Definitely. I love the way you're saying actually.
Oh my God. It's nerve-wracking. Let's try it again.
Like maybe we can try with attitude.
Okay.
நான் ஒரு தடவை சொன்னா 100 தடவை சொன்ன மாதிரி. 100 தடவை சொன்ன மாதிரி.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It's almost nerve-wracking. I love it.
Great.
I love that.
We are coming to the last question.
Sure.
Okay. How is it like to be a superhuman? I mean, you're a mother of 4, which is definitely not an easy task. You are an entrepreneur, author, educator, producer, director, and whatnot. How is it like being like with a multi-faced kind of a personality, and how can other people can get this kind of an attitude?
I love that question. One of the things that I would have to say is don't count yourself to be first. Count yourself to be in the front, but not first. Okay. So you have to be on the front line for everything that you do, but that doesn't mean you're first. That means things may come last for you. You may be the last one to eat.
Yeah.
You may be the last one to use the restroom. You may be the last one to go to sleep. You may be the last one to get paid.
Wow.
You may be the last one to actually mentally digest what your day was. But you still have to be on the front line. So that would be, my angle with answering that question, because even though you might not be feeling well, nobody cares. They do care. The only person that could really care is you. and it's only the attention that you're going to give to it. So what that means is you give attention to everybody else, and they will always believe that you are the superhuman.
Wonderful. That was a great answer. I never expected that. It's more spiritual to me. Yeah. It's more personal. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ty. It was a absolute pleasure having you with us, and thanks for your answers. It was really insightful and informative. If you would like to share something with people, just go ahead.
Well, I love to share that, every day could be a beautiful day. It just depends on how you look at it. And if you put, again, others ahead of you, then you know that you're able to, not do so much of wrong, but do more of the right that is in front of you, and make sure that you allow for yourself to have something for you, which means that give yourself enough time to not having to worry so much. Give yourself a little bit of gratitude, give yourself some mercy, and being able to, get through some of the times that might be tough for you. And try not to be so hard on yourself, because sometimes we're the only person analyzing every single thing. And it could be too hard on us that we're making it for us versus what the circumstance may be. But you're always able to connect with me. My social media handles, my profiles throughout is Ty Johnston TV, and that's on every platform that there is. And I'm just excited that I had this opportunity to share with you.
Thank you so much. It was a great pleasure having you here.
Thank you.
Thank you.